Good morning. It's December 26th, the day after Christmas, and I'm home and I'm playing with soap. Got rid of all the soap that I've made up till now. Made them all for Christmas gifts, so I hope everybody enjoys. This is a recipe that I'm testing out. I've wanted to try just a plain olive oil recipe, so here it is, just a small one. This one is 500 grams of oil, just pure olive oil, and I'm using a water discount. It's going to be 1.5 to 1 water to lye ratio. And the fragrance that I'm going to be using is lemongrass and eucalyptus. I'm adding the flax gel and white kaolin clay and spinach powder for helping with the color, because the olive oil is pretty dark. It's a good dark green olive oil, but it needs to be more green in my opinion. So that's what I'm working on right now, and I have the flax gel heating up on the stove so it can become jelly, and I'm getting ready to pour the olive oil. I've already put 2 teaspoons, 1 teaspoon, which is 2 grams of the spinach powder. I don't know if that's too much, but we'll see. Hopefully it helps with the green color. the second recipe, which is the one that you're looking at now. And after I finished recording everything, I discovered that my camera had been malfunctioning, so I lost the footage from everything for the second recipe and the last bit of the first recipe. So sorry about that. This is the second recipe. It's the mold that I used is a loaf mold, and it fit exactly. It was just enough to have a flat top and fill the mold. So that was perfect. And it was 1,000 grams of oils used in this recipe. And it was a total of 1,373 grams for including the lye and water, fragrance oils, all of that. What I added to the second recipe was white kaolin clay, the flax gel, and I used alkanet root powder in hopes that it would help the recipe turn purple, because I was using lavender and ylang-ylang essential oils for the scent. But as it turns out, the olive oil and hemp oil that I used are both really dark oils, dark green oils. So this entire recipe is pretty dark, and it's darker than the first recipe that I used, that I did today, which was just pure olive oil. That hemp seed oil, or just hemp oil, is really dark, much darker than the olive oil. And anyway, so this recipe for the olive oil that just the pure olive oil bar is probably going to be a little lighter in green color, is what I mean, than the recipe that I just did for the lavender and ylang-ylang oil scent. And the alkanet root powder that I used in this recipe didn't do anything for the purple color. It was just negated, I guess. If anything, it helped to create the color even dark, the green color even more dark. So we'll see, I guess, after saponification, the difference between the two. And this really is just a learning curve for me. You know, I didn't know that alkanet root powder was gonna work in conjunction with these two oils to become even more dark. So learning curve for me, big time, because I'm experimenting with the spinach powder that I used in the olive oil recipe. See, I used spinach powder for the color, and it's going to be lighter in color than this one that I used the alkanet powder in. So we'll see, but that's only because the oils that I used in this recipe was just the olive oil. It didn't have any other oils. The hemp oil really adds to the green color. Well, I guess that is in the case of it being 20% of the recipe. So that was 200 grams of hemp oil, which is really dark. So lesson learned, and we shall see what how it turns out. And I'm actually really excited and curious to see the end product tomorrow when I go to unmold them. I think I'm going to be recording on my phone now, since my camera is kaput. And I've got one more recipe to do. I'm going to make it up here in soap calc. And this one is going to include activated charcoal and I'm going to use bergamot and cedarwood to fragrance that recipe. Okay, here they are. I can feel the heat coming from these. And this one is already starting to go through the gel phase, it looks like. Look at that. I just finished it and stuck it in the oven. This one is the activated charcoal, scented with, not bergamot. I said bergamot earlier, but scented with patchouli and cedarwood. And then I also put just a tad bit of ylang ylang in there just to soften it up a tad bit. Anyway, it smells really good in here. I've cleaned up most of the mess, and that's the recipe again, minus the ylang ylang that I added to it on a whim, just a tad bit. You guys, look at this. I have just unmolded my 2 soaps, and this one's gonna be very rustic because it was setting up. It was at a hard trace, I guess you would call it. It was really, really thick soap when I poured it into the mold, so that's why it's all rustic-y like this, but it's fine. It's fine. The water discount has made it super easy to pull these soaps out of the loaf mold. And they're probably going to be really hard to cut, actually. If I don't cut them now, I really don't have time. I've got to go to work, but I just couldn't help myself. I really wanted to unmold these, but I'm noticing some sort of design here that shouldn't be there, in my opinion. This is the lavender ylang ylang scented soap, where the alkanet root powder was added to hopefully turn the color purple, but that didn't quite work out. It's not quite green either. It's kind of, I don't know how to explain this color. I mean, you can see it, but I don't know how true to life this video is going to be. Anyway, it still has a hint. It's got a green hue to it. And this one is not black, but dark gray-ish. And it's fine. It doesn't have to be black. But that's what I was going for. First time using the activated charcoal also. And last but not least are the first ones that I made, which I used the spinach powder in. So look at how easily these came right out of the mold. And I'm thinking that's largely due to the water discount. The water content that I used in all 3 of these recipes was 1.5 to 1 ratio water to lye. So easy. Smells really good. This one is the lemongrass and eucalyptus scent. And you can see how easily these come right out of the mold. You could just peel them right out. I'm trying to be gentle so that I don't make any impressions, but I'm also trying to work fast because it's almost time for me to walk out of the door. Gotta go to work. Bring home the bacon. There it is. My soap project probably the last soap project of the year, but I'm just getting started. So anyway, look at the color combo between this one and this one. This one is really not green at all. It's more of a yellowish, I don't know, maybe a very, 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 very light green. I don't know if we can even put that on the green scale, to be honest, but I'm not good with all of the extra colors that are not on the primary wheel, because there are so many, but I'm sure this fits into one of the colors. What a great color combo, huh? This one's not very pretty, but it sure does smell good. And this one, what did I scent this with? This one was scented with cedarwood and just a hint of ylang-ylang and patchouli. That's what it was. They all smell really good. My house still smells great when I walk into the house. So I guess the true test is just to wait and see if the scent lasts as these soaps cure.